I know all the hype is around the new Godzilla TV spot and just around Godzilla King of the Monsters in general with that new footage, but this is a video I've been meaning to do for a while, and it's about why I think the Mega Kaiju is still alive in the Pacific Rim universe. Now, I know in the end of Pacific Rim Uprising, the Mega Kaiju gets hit by the Jaeger bomb, Gypsy Avenger, and gets knocked down the side of the volcano, and then stands up one more time, growls, falls down, and the eyes of the Mega Kaiju do kind of go away, the light goes away, and then it cuts to a screen where it shows the Mega Kaiju's body in the digital form, and it says dead. Now, while it pretty much straightforward tells you that the Mega Kaiju's dead, I still don't buy it. I still think the Mega Kaiju is alive. Now, the first reason why I think the Mega Kaiju is still alive is because even when the three Kaijus, Raijin, Haikuja, and Strikethorn were all combining together with the little robot drones created by Newt, those robot drones were ripping the three Kaijus apart. They were literally ripping them apart and stitching them back together, ripping them right apart, cutting them in half, cutting them wherever they want to combine it to the Mega Kaiju. Different parts of those three Kaijus went all over the body of the Mega Kaiju. You could tell the head is partially Haikuja and partially Strikethorn, and the tails of Strikethorn are in the back, and Raijin's middle body is right in the chest of the Mega Kaiju. So the robot drones were cutting those Kaijus apart, ripping them apart. And if they're able to be ripped apart like that and stitched back together, then I just don't know how you can say the Mega Kaiju's dead at the end of this movie, especially after taking the impact from Gypsy Avenger, falling out of the sky. The fact that the robot drones were able to rip the Kaijus apart and put them back together, I just don't buy that the Mega Kaiju's still dead at this moment when they were able to be ripped apart before and put back together. And now, perhaps the biggest piece of evidence for why the Mega Kaiju is not dead is because of right after the Mega Kaiju is supposedly killed, and you hear Newt getting mad and seeing that the Mega Kaiju is supposedly dead, and then Newt turns and says, "Plan B, there's always a plan B," which I think that's definitely the biggest piece of evidence that the Mega Kaiju is still alive. He literally said, "Plan B, always a plan B." Now, plan B could be a lot of things. It could just be him escaping and then going into hiding and trying to make another plan years down the road. But in my opinion, that plan B could have totally been him getting control of the drones, the bug drones that were in the Mega Kaiju, and forming another Kaiju. And if he was able to do that, then they would have won, and he would have made it to the volcano. And that is a very big piece of evidence. With him saying plan B, there's always a plan B, and plan B totally could have been the fact that he could have healed the Mega Kaiju, the remains, and still done something. Now, looking at the picture of after the Mega Kaiju supposedly dies on the side of the volcano, you do see in the background that the Mega Kaiju, you can see very, very faintly and far away the tails of the Mega Kaiju and probably some of his legs. And you can kind of see on the back side, as far as you can see on the Mega Kaiju in this shot, you can see there's a lot of blue blood, and you can basically tell that the backside of the Mega Kaiju is gone. But the fact that the Mega Kaiju is able to stand up, partially, at least with the front legs and the head, and growl again, totally shows that that part is completely intact. Or that part is mostly intact. And while the impact of Gypsy Avenger would have definitely destroyed some of the robot drones inside of the Mega Kaiju, there's no way every single drone got destroyed. Even if some of the robot drones were able to survive, they would still be able to repair the Mega Kaiju and repair at least most of the Mega Kaiju that's left. And since the Mega Kaiju is a Category 13 with a Category 5 and 2 Category 4s, there could easily still be a Category 7 or 8 still created from the leftover remains of the Mega Kaiju that are still there. But make sure you let me know down below what you think of this theory, and whether you think the Mega Kaiju is dead or alive. I just don't buy, like I said before, I just don't buy that the Mega Kaiju is dead and killed like this, especially with the way he growls at the end, and how the three Kaijus in separate forms were ripped apart and put back together. I cannot buy that the Mega Kaiju is dead. Make sure you let me know down below what you think, and whether you think the Mega Kaiju is dead, and thanks for watching.